in ancient times, did people from other dharmic countries come on pilgrimage to the holy sites of Hindus and Buddhists in Bharat, in India? Yes, we clearly know about the people from Eastern Asia who came to India for a variety of reasons. Uh, Many of them came for education. Many of them came in search of knowledge and wisdom and sacred Indian texts, philosophical texts, religious texts, whether it is dharmic texts, Hindu texts, Buddhist texts, whatever. We know of Xuanzang, who came from during the Tang dynasty, who came on an arduous, long journey to India. The moment he reaches Gandhar, the Bamia Valley, he says, "Thank God, I'm finally in India." And then he comes further down south and all that. So we know of him. We know of many pilgrims from many other Chinese and Korean pilgrims who studied in Nalanda. They would actually spend a year or two in Indonesia to study Sanskrit and prepare themselves for the entrance exam in Nalanda. But that is obviously about studies. But you had pilgrims coming in from various parts of the world for religious reasons as well. And let me show you an interesting piece of information. Now, you may have heard about the Sri Padmanabha Swami temple, right? Sri Padmanabha Swami temple in Kerala. Now let's take a look at what Wikipedia has to say about this. Statutory warning: Wikipedia is not always a reliable source of information, but let's see what Wikipedia has to say about this temple. And why am I showing you this right now? So we know all the we know, right? It's got a tremendous amount of wealth. This temple, so it's got a treasure. Um, and what do we know? Okay, there's a tremendous treasure that has been recovered. I mean, it's not been recovered. It is known to exist there, and it has somehow escaped the greedy, grasping claws of the British and other invaders of India, occupiers of India. The treasure found so far is considered to be by far the largest collection of items of gold and fully precious stones in the recorded history of the world. Just one temple, okay? And we had hundreds of such temples in India. So tremendous amount of wealth. Now, where did this wealth come from, right? That's the question. So these valuables are believed to have been accumulated in the temple over several thousand years. So this temple is mentioned in Tamil in Sangam literature. It's thousands of years old. Okay, by the way, it's a golden temple. It is the original golden temple, the true golden temple of India. So the valuables are believed to have been accumulated in the temple over several thousand years, having been donated to the deity and subsequently stored there by various dynasties. Our dynasties like the Cheras, Pandyas, Travancore royal family, the Kolatharis, the Pallavas, Cholas, and many other kings in the recorded history of both South India and beyond, and from the rulers and traders of Mesopotamia, Jerusalem, Greece, Rome, and various colonial powers from Europe and other countries as well. You understand that? Okay. What evidence do we have of that? I'll tell you what evidence we have of that. Let me look up and down. Somewhere we're going to find something over here. What did they find in this place? Let me look for a specific keyword. Okay. The objects include lakhs of golden coins of the Roman Empire. Lakhs, hundreds of thousands of golden coins from the Roman Empire, and much more stuff. Okay. So this is just one example that tells you that there were kings from Mesopotamia, from Jerusalem, from Rome, and various other parts of the world who were donating tremendous amounts of treasure to this temple. There were merchants, there were kings, there were rulers and travelers and visitors and whatnot who were donating tremendous amounts of wealth to this temple. Let me show you another thing, okay? Show you another example. Once again, let's go to our friend Google. Okay, have you heard of the Roopkund Lake? Roopkund Lake. So very intriguing lake, and something very strange happened there. Ancient DNA of skeletons. So it's a lake in Uttarakhand in northern India. It's half the time it's frozen, and this lake is known for a tremendous number of skeletons that are found there. Okay, skeletons that are lying there. And recently, these skeletons have been DNA tested. So this is what the lake looks like. It's a reasonably small lake, and it has a tremendous number of skeletons there, human skeletons. And the mystery is, who are these people? Who were the people who died there? Why did they die? What did they die of? So, what does the journal Nature have to say about this? Let me accept, unfortunately, the cookies. You see, Dr. Neeraj Rai, who has been on the podcast, he is part of this study. So, and these people, this is a pilgrimage region, okay? It's a place of pilgrimage, the Uttarakhand region. So, several hundred individuals of unknown origin scattered skeletal remains. So they did a DNA, genome-wide DNA thing of etc. etc. They cluster into three distinct groups. A group of 23 individuals have ancestry that falls within the variation range of variation of present-day subcontinental people. A further 14 have ancestry typical of the Eastern Mediterranean, and we also identify one individual with Southeast Asian-related ancestry. These remains were not deposited simultaneously. The Indian origin people, they died around 800 CE, but evidence of being deposited in more than one event. All the other individuals, the Eastern Mediterranean, etc., died around 1800 CE. Okay, and these were most likely pilgrims who had come on a pilgrimage to the sacred land of Uttarakhand. People from the Eastern Mediterranean region. What is the Eastern Mediterranean, you ask? Well, let's go to Google Maps in case you are wondering what the Eastern Mediterranean is. The Eastern Mediterranean region is Lebanon, Israel, Cyprus, Syria, Egypt, Turkey, etc. So individuals from there had come to the Rupkund Lake for pilgrimage purposes. There's no reason, no other reason for them to be there. So you had this going on in India. India is a very strange, intriguing, weird place where people come from all over the world for pilgrimages. Steve Jobs came to India in search of religion. Steve Jobs. He became a disciple of Neem Karoli Baba, and he died with what? Autobiography of a yogi in his hand, and he had that book distributed in his funeral. So India is that sort of land.